So let's get back to Honky Tonk. Give us some stuff on Honky Tonk. Where did you originally meet the Honky Tonk Man at? Had to be before WWF, right? Like you knew him.
Well, he used to ride with me when I was working down for Fuller, Ron Fuller in Southeast in 1983.
Oh, did he really?
Mm-hmm. He'd sit in the back, and he was the first and the only guy I've ever, when I was driving, he'd give you your trans for the trip before when the trip started. He said, hey, because we had the 5-hour Birmingham trip.
Yeah,
that was your basic 500 miles. You was charging a nickel mile then, so that's $25. As soon as you walked in, he goes, "Here's your trans," and then we'd stop at McDonald's to get something, but he'd have brown bag in there, baby.
Oh, so he was a brown bag guy too, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So
he was a brown bagger.
So was Brown Bag ever like a good wrestler? Like if he went with you and went with Honky, sounds like he didn't have a real good showing at the one like WCW event when you brought him back, under the hood. But Honky liked him back in the day, I guess.
What are you talking about?
I thought he got named.
You're talking about Bag Brown?
Oh,
I was talking about brown bag, like you brought.
Peanut
butter and jelly sandwich with you.
Oh, I was thinking of Bag Brown.
No, I said.
Oh, shoot, my fault. That's my fault, Rip. So give us some more. Go in depth, man. Besides riding with him, like, did you wrestle him? Me. Okay, he rode with you.
We were both bad guys.
Get into deep in this thing, man. We got an hour. We need
into deep of this.
Deep of yeah. Let's hear it, man.
Probably about 37 minutes in, the hospital will be calling me on my phone saying, "Oh, Romer's done now. He's in."
That's okay.
Whatever.
Well, he
got 27 polyps cut out of his ass.
Okay, he can wait. Just tell us. We want to know about Honky Tonk Man. Did you ever wrestle with him, against him, anything?
Yeah, on the spot shows, he'd be the good guy, and he'd wrestle me.
What was his name?
Honky Tonk Man.
Oh, was? I didn't think that.
Well, this is later. I'm talking about
this after WWF.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like when I ran 3 shows, like Seymour, North Vernon, and Columbus, or something like that, 3 days in a row. Yeah, Honky was on WCW, but he just come in. I said, "Honky, want to work 3 days?"
You're talking that time.
Yeah,
period.
I said, "You'll get out of the house." He said, "Well, hell yeah, book me."
Okay, so I'm rewinding. Did you know him as Wayne Ferris, like Memphis days?
Yeah.
That time.
Mm-hmm.
What was he like then? Did you see this guy's going to be the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time back then?
No, he wasn't. He was one of the Bombers then.
Who was in the Bombers? Was that Larry Latham?
Mm-hmm. And Danny Davis was their manager.
And he wore the helmet gimmick back then, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild. So now was he Lawler's cousin?
Yeah, still is. Yeah. Lawler ain't dead yet.
So they're still cousins, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's funny how that works. So in Honky, then, how did he get his break in the WWF? Because Lawler didn't go at that time, did he?
No, he was buddies with Hogan.
You know how that came about? Just
I guess when Hogan first worked there, I guess Wayne was there, but he knew
in Memphis.
Mm-hmm. And then he was Hogan's the reason Honky was the Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they was sitting there talking about who was going to put the belt on. I think that was when Butch Reed didn't show up or whatever, if I remember right. But Honky Tonk walked by and Hogan said, "What's the matter with him?" And then all of a sudden, Honky Tonk was the greatest Intercontinental Champion of what time?
All time, baby. That's pretty wild. So,
but I don't want to say it's all who you know and the rest of it.
Now, I could be wrong on this. Did Honky and Lawler end up having a falling out? Or am I off on that?
In the wrestling business, nobody tells the truth.
Yeah.
So if Wayne says they were fighting, who knows if they were, because it could all be a rib on you to believe in that stuff. It just makes a good story. It'd be like Dusty telling any story. None of it's any true, but it's a good story. I heard.
But you've heard that, maybe.
I've heard that, yeah.
You've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would that stem from, surely Lawler maybe I should ask this question. Do you think Lawler, just your opinion. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. Do you think Lawler, when he was like the king of Memphis and some of the people were going to WWF, was that Lawler's intention at that time? Or do you think he liked being where he was at? What I'm getting at, do you think he was jealous when Honky got the break to go?
Oh no, their so-called heat animosity was there long before that.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Big gold and a billfold, so swole that I can't get the shit closed. So I money fold and rubber band wrap, and when